can't stop me, it's my destiny. I do not worry about your mistakes. And even though I found you now.
Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. A pretty crazy morning, just to put it in very simple words. If you guys have not stayed up to date with how the market has been trading, I haven't seen this in a while, but the stock market got halted, right? So the stock market got halted. Crude oil crashed. It had its biggest pullback since the Gulf War in 1991. Robinhood crashed once again, and TOS. I was trading live with our Learn, Plan, Profit group just like I do every morning, and TOS was lagging. As soon as the market opened, there was a very, very strong lag. Luckily, I was not trading with a ton of money. There's just so many different moving parts, and one of the things that I wanted to cover in this video is, first of all, I hope that you guys enjoyed the little kind of like trading session this morning. Hit my daily goal, very grateful, very thankful. Right now, market's so crazy. It looks like natural gas might continue to sell off. It looks like the market right now is kind of just consolidating. And in this video, what I wanted to at least explain is with Robinhood crashing, with the market getting halted, if you guys don't understand what that means, is usually to trigger a circuit breaker, there needs to be a certain either drop or push within a very short period of time, a couple of minutes, for a circuit breaker to get triggered, right? Which means that the overall market gets halted. So everything just stopped trading for 15 minutes. A couple questions that we're getting is, can this happen again, or can we see another halt? Of course, it's all based off of what triggers these circuit breakers. So again, if you are uncertain of the direction, if you are uncertain of what it is that you are trading, if you are just uncertain in general, if you're a complete beginner and you're just getting your feet wet, there's nothing wrong with simply sitting back and just watching the market today, especially if the volatility is just moving too quick for you. I just want to make sure that I empower you to be selective and stay patient. So again, looks like natural gas is dropping right now. But one of the things that I also do want to remind you is, you know, with the market getting halted and with Robinhood crashing, if that's the application that you use, with TOS and many other brokerages just lagging today, trying to keep up with, I'm sure, overall orders and this overall volatility, why did we see such a big pullback as soon as the market opened? And one of the things that I've read up on as of right now is one of the main focuses due to this huge drop is the huge drop that we saw on crude oil. If you guys haven't paid attention, crude oil and it's correlating ETFs such as UWT and DWT on Friday. So today's Monday, but on Friday, DWT pushed up nearly 30% on the day. And people thought that that was going to be a big enough drop on crude oil. That means that crude oil dropped significantly. UWT was down about almost 30% as well. So again, we thought that that was the bottom for crude oil. And guess what happened? It dropped another 60%. Right? UWT did, dropped another 60%, DWT pushed up another 60%, DRIP, I think, pushed up over 70%. The market is just absolutely crazy. And a question you might be asking is, why is this happening? Well, one of the things over the weekend is there's this conflict between Saudi Arabia and Russia. And pretty much right now, there is now this kind of war behind or to instigate overall oil prices. You guys, I would encourage you that if you want to learn more about what is happening with the market, why we saw such an aggressive sell-off, look into what is happening with crude oil right now and the correlation of how people take into consideration the price of crude oil or oil in general and how that affects overall market condition or overall perspective of how we think our economy is doing, because there is a correlation, no question about it. So I would encourage you to look a little bit more into that. It's very unfortunate, especially for maybe those that held over the weekend. One of the things that I want to just close out this video with is crude oil is a perfect example of us just getting started. So crude oil sold off over 10% on Friday, and people thought that that was the bottom. The kind of analogy that I want to use as an example is people think that because the market has sold off so much that we're at the bottom, that it's time to buy the dip. Crude oil is a perfect example of, even after a 10% sell-off on, you know, crude oil itself, and that means that the inverse ETFs then tripled, right? So therefore, UWT dropped 30%, the inverse DWT pushed up 30%, that it was not the bottom, that today crude oil is down, what, 17%? And it's trying to recover, but it was down over 20% from market open, and this doesn't mean that it has to be over. Just like the market. The market is selling off right now with the mix of the coronavirus, with the mix of what is happening right now with oil prices. It is There is no better time to stay patient. If you're someone that's just getting started, if you're someone that's just getting your feet wet, the whole reason that I'm making this video is, of course, the stock market has so much opportunity that it offers, but with high reward comes high risk. And I'm just here to remind you that there is nothing wrong with simply watching. If the market is moving too quick for you, if you feel like you can't keep up with it, there is nothing wrong with sitting back and allowing an opportunity to present itself when the criteria is more in your favor. So if you are struggling to keep up with what is happening and you think that there's unclear direction or it's just all over the place, please do yourself a favor and understand that you have nothing but time to learn how to trade. You have nothing but time to invest in the stock market. Trading right now or entering or forcing a trade, trying to buy the dip is not going to do you any good when there's no actual intention or indication of any reversal. So all I wanted to remind you is that, if you're someone that works really well with this high volatility, then all power to you. If your experience level is able to keep up with this, then I'll pat you in the back and wish you the best, right? But if you are someone that's just getting started, just getting your feet wet, please do not put yourself in an unfortunate situation in which that you will most likely end up regretting. You need to learn how to walk before you run, and there's no question that the market today is running. So I'm just here to remind you to stay patient, stay selective, and truly allow an opportunity to present itself, and just to remind yourself that you have nothing but time to trade and learn how to trade in the stock market. So I really hope that I earned your thumbs up. So don't forget to stay connected. Our free investing group is the first link down below. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on our green note. Take it easy, team.